When all is said and done, what will you say? Will you say that you shifted expectations, or the ground shifted beneath your feet?
Thank you all very much for coming. If you don't know myself, I am Hayley Mason. I'm the CEO of The Shift and co-founder of Wingman. Wingman is a tool that we have developed as part of the Shift Corp, and we'll go into that into more detail. And CT, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Chris Howard, or CT, as Haley's saying. A lot of people know me as the MD of the Shift Corp and also Wingman, and been in the industry for 27 years now. So, showing age, but we're loving to give back and put back into the industry, and that's why we're here to talk about Wingman today.
Cool. So, why we started Wingman? Wingman was developed the idea came to us throughout the COVID days. We've both been in the industry for a long time, and we found that during COVID, a lot of freelancers were either leaving the industry and we were losing a lot of knowledge, but also that there was no community and no connection. And then post-COVID, with everything going a much more online, and we found a lot of people were turning to freelancing. We wanted to create a platform that created connection, that people could share knowledge with, that we could put up job opportunities for people as well. We were finding at the Shift, we needed to scale up quickly for various events and have various skill sets. And, our traditional was just having an Excel spreadsheet. And we thought, why don't we actually build a community where people can build their own super groups, and we can build super groups to plan and deliver events. So we've got the job opportunities on there. And as I said, with large scale events, we don't necessarily always need our in-house team to be going to all the events. So we thought it was a great opportunity to connect with freelancers there. So some key features that we have, I'm not going to go through them all, but just in case you haven't had a look through the whole of Wingman. So we have our jobs board where you can go and search for jobs. You can search by that through tagging, and our focus over the next year will actually be to automatically connect you to jobs. So when you tag yourself and your resume and you add your key skills to that, hopefully in the next couple of months, we'll actually have, when jobs go up, you'll get sent them automatically as someone that that connects to those roles. We have projects on there as well. So if you go to the left-hand menu, you can click on My Projects. If you haven't worked on one of our jobs, then you may not have projects in there. There is an example project in there. This essentially has project management tools on it. It's a instant way for our teams and super groups and freelancers to all talk together to share documentation on a particular event or project. We have a community hub, and we really encourage everyone to share their learnings, share what they've worked on at the event, ask questions. I think we've got a question in there actually at the moment because we're looking for a venue in Melbourne that's quite specific. So it's really about everyone sharing knowledge in the community hub. We have a supplier directory, which is in its infancy at the moment. So that's something else that we're going to be working on over the next few months, is getting more and more suppliers onto the hub, so that we're actually making it more of an industry connection tool. So rather than everyone going through and trying to find different suppliers in Melbourne or in Perth, we'll actually already have them on the supplier directory, and you as specialists are able to actually rate them. So you'll actually be able to see, whether it's a 1-star or a 5-star, you'll be able to leave comments and reviews, so that we can make sure that everyone's got the same access to the supplier directory. We have onboarding and learning management. Some of you may have already gone through the Shift Corp certification. So that is essentially a short summary of who the shift are if you're doing events or jobs with us, and allows you to be certified, put on your resume. And then we also have onboarding and induction for various events. So, for example, with Red Bull Hardline, we had this weekend all of the staff that were coming on just for sort of bump in and bump out were able to go on and get a full rundown of the event prior to them being on site. I've talked shift certification, and we also have blogs. We actually have started reaching out to different specialists to see if they would like to write blogs for us. Or so if anyone has any insights that they would like to share, please send through. Send it through to hello@wingman.com.au, and we'd love to share your insights on events.
Yeah, so I think as Hayley is saying, what we're really trying to create is a hub or a home for all of our specialists, for all of the freelancers, to be able to use it as a tool to be able to come back and find what they want. Our aim is for for instance, with Hayley's talking about suppliers, is for the suppliers to get really active in the space and be able to give all of you guys, more information, more support, discounts if they can, that then you can then take on to clients that you're working with, and be able to give back value to those clients, from these suppliers. So we're really trying to do that. I guess as well, on top of that, we're always open to hearing suggestions. We both come from, in the early days, being freelancers, which is a big part of why we're trying to support here, and knowing that, sometimes you're out there on your own, and we're trying to bring everyone together. So we're open to those things. We just want to be able to give additional tools that you can use that'll help you in doing what you're doing. Straight into Wingman Pro. So I guess this is where things step up a little bit when we go from our Wingman membership into Wingman Pro. For those who haven't come across Wingman Pro, you can find more information about this direct through our Wingman website, through prices and planning, or prices and plans, or plans and pricing. So whichever direction I've got that wrong, sorry about that. But effectively within that, what we've tried to do is bring some additional tools into this area that that are quite exciting, to be perfectly honest. So we'll get into insurance, because that's the one that everyone's very interested in, and it's the one that's saving people a lot of money. But what we've also tried to do is bring our pro members to the forefront. So the first thing that we have for as a pro member, you would have priority access to jobs. So as an example, if we had two people who were members, one is a pro member and one is a standard member, and they have equal experience, and we're looking to fill that role, the Wingman Pro member will take priority based on their membership. We also have an additional pro community hub, which is just for pro members. So they're able to network within themselves and be able to ask questions. We find that the pro members generally having a lot more experience, a lot more years experience in the industry, and are actually able to help each other connect a lot more and bring each other onto roles. We also have software discounts already. Currently, we have a deal in place with Henry, which is accounting software for freelancers. So look out for that if you're a pro member, or if you're needing that service. That's something that we can connect you with. We also have a deal with OnePlan, which I'm sure a lot of you would be familiar with, which is the overlay software programming for events. So again, look out for that. But as a pro member, you have access to a discounted discounts with OnePlan. And there will be a lot more of these sorts of software discounts and coming. So our aim is to continue to grow the partnerships in the space, to be able to give you guys more value and also more support. the big one that we're excited about that we know is a big deal for you guys. We have, through a survey, 90% of the freelancers and event contractors in the industry out operating with no insurance. It's a little bit scary, to be honest, and we've all been there, but we know that this is something that we really needed to find a solution for. And part of that, it revolves around how expensive it's been. Part of it revolves around a lot of insurance companies starting to pull away from offering this coverage. And part of it is not knowing where to turn to or how to do it. So what we've been able to do is, through the numbers that we have in Wingman now, is been able to put together and negotiate a group deal for Wingman Pro, so that our members are able to access $20 million public liability, $20 million professional indemnity and errors omission, and $20 million product liability, which is massive, across a really wide range of event roles, which we can get to you if you want to email through to us afterwards, or you can find that information under the plans and pricing page on our website, on the Wingman website. So that's massive. But what's even bigger than that is that it's about a third of the price that it would be if you were out there trying to get it for yourself. So it's able, we're basically able to, through the group, we're able to bring that right down to $49.50 per month. So you're able to pay monthly, and if you pay yearly, it's another 10% off, which is even bigger. So this is normally something that would cost in the $1,800 to $2,000 range per year. Now I've got it under $600, which is massive. I think we're probably going to go into that a bit further later, and I've probably gone into it a lot now. We're also beta testing with our Wingman Pro team, beta testing our Wingman IQ store, and Hayley will go into that a little bit further later. But that's, it's great to be able to get, something that hasn't come out yet, to be able to get access to it, and that's something that we're doing with our Pro members, and also access to event templates. So these will continue to grow, and then part of that might be just understanding from people what support they might need in terms of templates, but event templates in terms of event documentation to help you get your job done as quick as possible. All right. I guess the question we were asking, maybe we could throw it out to the floor, is whether or not you've in the past had to turn down a job because you weren't insured, or if someone wasn't able to go with you because you weren't insured. Has anyone ever come across that sort of situation? Thumbs it up or not. For our recorded viewers, let's assume that 90% of you are probably saying something like that. It's definitely something that's been that has been starting to become more of an issue in the industry, and so that's where we sort of decided we really need to get involved here and try to pull something together to help support. So going into insurance, I did go into this just before quite a little bit, so I'll breeze over this a little bit quicker now. But effectively, within the insurance coverage in Wingman Pro, what does that insurance cover? It covers public liability to $20 million. It covers errors and omissions, which is professional indemnity, to $20 million, and also product liability to $20 million. This is a coverage for freelancers and event contractors. So just to understand, we're talking about coverage for yourself as opposed to coverage for an event. Okay, so which is super important. Why is it critical? Well, as I said before, 90% of the people out there who are working in the industry have told us that they don't have this coverage, and they're out, working there, and they're under the false understanding that they are covered under their client's event policy. So just know that that coverage doesn't cover you personally for errors and omissions you might make. That is, decisions you might make that are negligent, that are outside of, say, an event policy. Cost comparisons, as we talked about, we're talking about a $49.50 per month for this cover versus people paying $150 to $200 per month. It's about a $1,500, $1,600 difference across a year. As I said, the real world benefits. One of the things I guess I say to people is that you don't need it until you do. And I think we sit there, we do find that we think we don't need it, but in reality, when something happens, this is going to be the best thing that you've ever spent time getting involved in. So I think that it's super important that that things do go wrong, and that's the reality of what we do. However, we do need to make sure that you're covered, because people will in the industry, clients or people that you may have worked with for a while, they will start to look at the contracts and look at the clauses if something happens, and that's where you need to make sure that you've got coverage and you've got the support that you need. What roles are covered? Yeah, go.
Do you mind? Just as sort of a real world example, as senior event operators, you will be making decisions that don't necessarily or won't necessarily always get past the client, or you're the one with more experience than what the client has, so you're going to have to make some decisions. If you make that decision and something goes wrong, you are then liable with your because it's your professional opinion that has made that decision. So that is why professional indemnity is so important. The more senior that you are in the events industry, the more liability you have, and that's why insurance is really important.
Thanks. And I think we'll just note here as well that as much as we're talking about this because you do need to educate yourself, but that is part of that is the important thing, is that you do need to educate yourself on this. We're not giving you insurance advice here. We're talking to you about what we have as a solution here. That's something that you do need from our experience, but you do need to look at this, from your own point of view and understand what you need, and go from there. The roles that are covered under this, you can find it's actually a really comprehensive list of event roles that we've been able to get through, which is really incredible. So it covers pretty much everything that you could ever need from a planning and delivery point of view. So we have a full list of that, which we can send to anyone if you want to drop us a line, or you can actually find that within all of the same area where all of the documents are about the policy, under the plans and pricing section of Wingman, which you can find straight on the website.
All right, over to me. So what I'm going to talk about now is the Wingman IQ store. So for Wingman Pro members, it's currently free to use the Wingman IQ store because we're in beta stage. What the Wingman IQ store is an AI platform built to make event planning and event documents easier. So we've started off with staff briefs, and I just want to take everyone through it because, one, we would really appreciate if you tested it out and gave us feedback, but two, this is a great opportunity to reduce the time that you spend on staff briefs. Now, we all know how staff briefs are so important for events, and often they get put to juniors or coordinators to develop them, but those people don't necessarily have the experience to write a staff brief. So, Chris, do you mind just going to the next page there?
Absolutely.
So as I said, the Wingman Pro members all have free access. So how you get that access is once you're signed up to Wingman Pro, you will see on the header in your dashboard, Wingman IQ store. So you click on that, you will come to the first page, which explains how you make your staff brief. We've got 3 different templates, so they don't have to all look the same. They are able to be branded with what whatever event you're doing or brand that you're working with. Now, as you go through, it'll ask you questions. It'll ask you questions about the event. For example, it will say, what's the location of the event? Now, you put in a Google link, and into your brief will automatically go what the weather's like, what they recommend people to wear. It will also scrape the internet if that event has been done previously to give a blurb on it. You can change the tone of voice. So it probably takes about 15 minutes to fill it out, and then each role after that, maybe, I don't know, 1 to 2 minutes. Once you've actually filled it all out, you can save it into your Wingman portal, and you can go back and edit any part of it apart from the event title. So if you are, for example, you've got 100 briefs in your major event, this is actually going to save so much time. It doesn't need anyone that is highly experienced to be able to fill out this form, because, for example, if the person doesn't have any information on what a marshal needs to do on a course, it will actually just pull generic data for that. So it'll actually write the briefs itself, and if you've got any specifics you need to go in it, there is an option for that. So it can help reduce your time dramatically. The next thing what we're working on is doing custom AI event plans. So we will keep you posted with that, but we would love your feedback. We'd love you to try it out. In the next couple of months, we will be putting this under a payment gateway. That's more so for our brands. However, yeah, it's there for everyone to use. Cool.
And just to add to that, we've built into it. We know that clients are going to want to have this sort of look and feel of their brand, whether that's a corporate client or whether that's a promoter or whether that's something else. So colouring and logos and all of that sorts of information will get built into that too.
Cool. All right, so we had a few people that couldn't make it send us in some questions, so I thought I'd go through that and then we'll just open it up to everyone else. One was, how much does Wingman Pro cost? So as CT said earlier, if you go to the plans and pricing, you'll see that it's $49.50, and that does include all your insurance, access to your event templates, software discounts, and access to Wingman IQ. Do I need my own insurance if I join Wingman and not Wingman Pro? That's totally up to you. As we said, we're not insurance brokers. We are providing this as a service, but it's totally up to each individual if they have insurance or not. It is something as a company that we look at when we're hiring freelancers. Another one was, if someone already has insurance and they join Wingman Pro, can they get the subscription cheaper? Now, unfortunately not, but what a few people have done is that they've actually realized that their insurance is a lot more expensive than Wingman Pro. Now, as insurance brokers, you can actually cancel your insurance and get the money back of what you've not used, and then sign up to Wingman. So that obviously you need to take up with your current broker. But that option is there.
We didn't tell you to do that, but some people are doing it to save money.
What types of jobs are posted on Wingman? So this really varies to what contracts come in. So we have had anything from creative producers down to event managers on site, to operational planning positions, to brand activation. So really, a lot of the events are focused on major public events, brand activations, festivals, community festivals, sports and entertainment. I would just recommend just to sort of not bi-weekly, sorry, couple of times a week, just go onto the job search, and especially now that we're into mid-February, there is more and more coming on. Next one, how do I get started and what's the sign-up process? So this has changed since we launched Wingman, and some of you may notice that the sign-up process is slightly different. That is because we launched Wingman Pro. What you do is just go onto the wingman.com.au website and click on sign up, and then it will take you through a really simple process. You will then have access to your dashboard. You have menus on the top and on the left, and your dashboard is basically where you can find everything. And then, can I just post anything to do with events in the community hub? Yes, absolutely. We recommend it. Tina, who is on this call, is our community manager, and Chris and I are on the platform all the time as well. We would love people to start interacting with each other, showing us what events that you're doing, or any cool new tools or products or suppliers that you recommend.
And you can always send us direct messages or to any of the other members on the site. So feel free to reach out to us through Wingman on the site as well. Another question I get quite a bit about it is and I'm going to talk about insurance again. I promise I'm not the insurance guy. But is the insurance only good for covering people when they do a role that is through Wingman? And the answer to that is no. Like, you can use this insurance coverage across any clients. So it's not just for Wingman roles. It's for any job that you do for anyone.
Yeah, and it's global cover. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're based in Australia with an ABN, you can work overseas. You'll be covered.
Yeah. Cool. So we might just open up the chat if anyone wants to put their hand up and ask, or you're welcome to put it in the chat if you've got any questions. How safe is my data and IP when using the platform? Very safe. So no one can actually go in and extract your data. So we do have a lot of security firewalls in place. When you are saying IP, is that related to your resume or your CV? Don't know, Michael. Or your client info. No one should have access to that, but I wouldn't upload any client information onto the site. So your resume should be up there. In what regard would you be uploading your client information? Oh, when using the AI builders. Yeah, absolutely not. No information will be going anywhere apart from to you. So you will actually be able to see when you save your document, it will be saved in your docs and no one else will be able to see that. Cool. Anyone else with any questions? No? Fabulous. Well, thank you all so much for...
Hang on one sec. Sorry. I was trying to unmute.
Oh, yeah.
So when we're doing other events and we want other people that like specialists, can we post it, and is that part of what you're trying to do as a community? I'm talking more about Mardi Gras and like specific events that we have specific needs and all that sort of stuff. So when we do those kind of events, we need a crowd, like people that know how to come in and then leave. So
yeah, so with our Wingman specialists, we do go through and make sure they've got 3+ years of experience. So but in answer to your question, we don't allow other people to do job postings apart from the shift. However, if you want to put it on the community hub and ask if anyone's keen to help you out with events and what you've got, that's not a problem at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't operate like a like a SIG or something like that, where anyone can put their jobs up into the actual jobs board, if that makes sense.
Yeah, technically, I think you guys should take over half of the jobs, but it was more like it's like, yeah,
Let us know. We'll put together a team, mate.
Yeah.
that's pretty much what I need.
We're
There's
totally-
just sometimes you just need a team to do stuff, and that you don't want the stress. So,
Yeah.
as you know,
Yeah.
So,
And look, we're
we'll
totally
handpick a
keen
team,
for
especially.
people to connect. We really want people to connect. You can actually go and search members, and you can connect with anyone that you like. So we want the
Okay.
specialists to be able to connect with each other.
And support each other, and
Perfect. Any other questions?
Awesome.
No? All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. We will be putting this up on Wingman and on our socials so that people can get more information. And we hope that you sign up to Wingman Pro.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.
When all is said and done, what will you say? Will you say that you shifted expectations or the ground shifted beneath your feet?